Okay, good afternoon. Good morning. Welcome back. Sorry, my computer kept crashing before, so hopefully this is able to work. Welcome back to my class, and we're going to continue on the vocab lesson. So we learned. Okay, so one word we went through, we didn't go over, is dissected. Now, when you look at this word, it's easy to think it comes from the Greek word dio, like diagram, diorama, but actually that might be from the word for speaking. I don't think dio has anything to do with it. But dissect, it's dis, not, and sect, like to section, it's from the Latin root to cut. But dissect is basically to cut open and examine, okay? It comes from the root for not, against, and to cut. Okay, very good. Okay, so we're going to continue reading. I forgot who was reading, but we'll have Mermaid reads. Okay, Mermaid, yeah. Advancements in the manufacture of sunglasses followed over the years. In 1929, entrepreneur... I know what is entrepreneur? I know. Okay, what does it mean? Entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. Yes, exactly. An entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. Sam Foster, is he the same as the beer? No, I don't think so. Started selling his own inexpensive shades in Atlantic City, New Jersey. That is when sunglasses really became both fashionable and functional. Foster founded Foster Grant. Still a successful company today. Yes, Bear? Atlantic City's not as good as Vegas. Okay, that's not really related, and that's not a question, it's a statement. Still, Vegas is better than Atlantic City. Okay, fine. Okay, let's get back. Okay. Foster could not have picked a better time to start his company. As the film industry took off in the 20th century, sunglasses became popular among movie stars. Silent film stars wore shades to disguise red eyes caused by lamps while shooting films. Yes, Rabbit? What's a silent film? It's like those old movies that usually they're black and white and they don't have no sound. Why would someone want to watch a movie without sound? Well, they didn't have the technology then. Someone would play the piano in the background, and you would read the words. Sounds boring. Well, compared to modern movies, they were kind of boring, but they were the best people had. Okay, think of how we have 3D movies. Maybe in the future all movies will be 3D, and they'll think of the movies we have as all being boring. Okay, so they wore shades to disguise red eyes caused by the lamps, okay? Even after this problem was fixed, stars continued to wear shades, probably for the glamour. That means magic, right? Well, it did. It comes from a Scotch word for magic, they think. But it means, luxurious, fancy. Like you see how this scene right here, very glamorous. You see this fancy, it looks like a Christmas tree, but all these chandeliers and the lights. It's kind of fancy, posh. Fancy. Okay. Even after this problem was fixed, stars continued to wear shades, probably for the glamour factor. Or perhaps celebrities who want to remain incognito believe that the public is gullible enough not to recognize a star wearing shades. What does incognito mean? Can anyone answer that? Yes, Bear. Like they're hiding? Yeah, kind of like you're hiding. It's incognito. Well, look at these two words. In, not, in, right? And cognito, recognize, right? Cognitive. Usually you say, I recognize. Segnorizo. It's like that. Gnagna. Someone who, Cognorizo. Segnorizo, poticopsi. I recognize you. I recognize. So incognito is you can't recognize. So if you look at this, Audrey Hepburn, a celebrity from long ago, she's wearing these sunglasses. So maybe if someone saw her on the street, they'd be like, "Oh, that's not Audrey Hepburn. It's just some woman eating a croissant outside of Tiffany's." No, it's incognito. What does gullible mean? Does it mean stupid? Sort of. It means you're easily fooled. You see, gullible is someone who's easily fooled. When you tell people stories and they believe everything you say, that person is probably gullible. Gullible means easily fooled, okay? So we're going to go on. Should I read? Yeah, keep reading, Mermaid. Okay. Although celebrities and the general public alike wear them to be fashionable, sunglasses have become a staple in various professions. In 1936, photography pioneer Edwin H. Land developed polarized sunglasses using his patented Polaroid figure. If he was a pioneer, does that mean he was like exploring like the West? No, that those guys were pioneers, but a pioneer is used to mean anyone doing something for the first time. So if, let's say, I was the first teacher to do online lessons, I would be a pioneer. You're not. Other teachers have done it before. I know, but if I were, I would be. Okay, but other teachers did it before. I know. Okay. Polarized sunglasses. Okay, and polarized means all to one side and all to another side. So if, let's say, I had a class, if I were asked the class, what's your favorite soccer team? And half the class would say, oh, Olympiacos, and the other half is like, no, it's PAOK. And it's like, that would be polarizing if they really didn't like it. But if, let's say, someone was like, well, I like all the soccer teams, I don't really care, they would not be very polarized. But so polarized. But it's used in political opinion that way, but it's used also in like in a scientific way. So it's in electricity, there's a negative and positive, but more often with like a magnet. There's the left side and the right, there's the north side and the south side of a magnet, and they'll either attract very close, very strongly, or they'll like push each other away. And they were using that technology to make the sunglasses work. Okay. Sunglasses. Although celebrities polarized filter, these fast became popular with fishermen. The polarized lenses reduced glare and allowed fishermen to see into the water. There were also special shades for athletes, airline pilots, and astronauts. Astronauts need sunglasses for inside the spacecraft as well as out. Sunlight is much stronger in space. Okay, so we can see why all these jobs would require sunglasses. They help you. I want to read. Okay, Rabbit. Okay. Easter just ended. I know, Rabbit. I love Easter. Okay, I would say. Nowadays, sunglasses are more popular than ever. It's a testimonial to their staying power. What's a testimonial? Well, a testimonial is basically like a statement. It's a strong way to say a statement. Let's go down to the vocab section. You'll see a statement that speaks to a person's character or the benefits of a product, expressing the value and worth of someone or something. The famous athlete's testimonial about the thirst-quenching drink made an impression on TV viewers. Like if you were to make an advertisement, you might include testimonials. And it's a strong way to say a statement. It's like you think of the Bible, the New Testament, the Old Testament. They use that word because it sounds a lot better than the new statement, the old statement. It's a strong word, testimonial. Some people expend time carefully scouring websites for the odd or unusual pair of shades. A person might look at vintage shades and reminisce about the past, but dawdling fondly over old memories and the good old days might be a case of looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Okay, very good. So, expend. Expend is an easy word. Just think of spend. But you're spending, usually it's related to energy. Like you're going out, exo, and spending. You're spending out. Let's just go right to the definition here as it's in your book. Usually the book is good, but sometimes they're a little, it's a little too simple. To pay out, spend, use up. The experienced long-distance runners often learn not to expend their energy too soon. Utilize, consume, disperse. So usually it's used with energy. So, because you wouldn't say I'm spending all my energy, I expend energy. But you would usually, you spend more with money. Like, I'm not expending my money. I could say it, but more commonly I would say I'm spending my money. Scouring, what is scouring? Is it scanning? It's very similar to scanning, but when you scour, you're looking much more thoroughly. Because you scour, you're like, often now it's used as that little pad which, wait 1 second. Womp, womp, womp. This thing, if you see in your kitchen, is called a scouring pad, and you scrape the pan, every little bit of it, with that little pad. That's so it's scouring. You're looking very carefully. Scanning's a little more. You're looking over it. So if I were to scan this paper, I would, look at the bold words. I'd be, okay, dawdling, do I know that? I'll look it up. But scouring, you're looking at every little detail. Okay, reminisce. And reminisce, just like, look, remind, remember, R-E, rewind, remember, reminisce. And it's, looking back in a nice way. Reminisce, let's see. To recollect, back formation of. From somewhat colloquial. Okay, meaning indulge in reminiscence. Okay. Reminiscence, the act of remembering. From Middle English, reminiscence. Alone of Greek. Alone translation of Greek. Anamnesis. Anamnesis. Okay, so you're not forgetting. You're not forgetting, and it has a very nice connotation when you use reminisce. I wouldn't like reminisce about, hurting my foot. You reminisce about winning the soccer game, or reminisce about your time with your friends. Okay. But dawdling fondly. Dawdling it actually comes from the word. I thought it was interesting. Dawdle. So let me look up dawdle. And it comes from the word to idle, waste time, perhaps a variant of daddle, to walk unsteadily, and influenced by daw, because the bird is regarded as sluggish and silly. And if you see daw, does it show a jackdaw, a sort of short crow? And let me just type in silly jackdaw, because regular jackdaws look just like birds. Images? Oh, look at this bird. That's a silly bird. You see how that bird is walking? He does not look very serious. It looks like he's just kind of goofing around. And so, dawdling is to kind of take your time, not really hurry up back. Maybe when you ask to go to the bathroom and you go out in the hallway, a teacher might say, don't dawdle. Come right back when you're done. Don't, not look into the other classroom, see if you could wave at a friend, get him to wave back. That would be dawdling. Just kind of like stepping on each corner of each, try not to step on a crack or walking, dawdling. Okay. Oh, good old days. Might be a case of looking and rose-colored glasses. That's what type of figurative language is that? Rose-colored glasses. Rose-colored glasses. Is it imagery? Yeah. It's imagery, yes. And it's kind of like a simile. It's not exactly, though. It's more, it's basically just very figurative language. But it is a metaphor, I would say, because the glasses are not literally rose-colored. If you, let's say, have rose is another way to say pink. It's not like looking through the glass literally through pink sunglasses. It's looking through the world almost like if you think of a Snapchat filter, if you've ever used that, and it shows like bubbles everywhere and like gives people like a clown face and a fake hat on top of their head. It's like looking through the world through like that kind of filter. Okay, so rose-colored glasses, a metaphor for that. Okay, and the computer apps try to completely recreate that sensation. They try to make everything look good. And we're almost done, so rose-colored glass. If only those who yearn for vintage shades could see the primitive methods of blocking the sun's rays, they might not see sunglasses in such a romantic light. Very good. And romantic means like the Romans, who are very passionate people.